Hello, everyone. This is your host, Sirisha Kerala, and I welcome you back to another educational episode of Life Musings by Dr.Padmaja Nandigama. Today's topic is fear of missing out, also known as FOMO. From the temptation to compare ourselves with what we see on social media to actually missing out on things, we will open up honestly here today about where we struggle with FOMO and how can we shift our perspective from one to lacking to one of gratitude. Our mentor, Dr. Padmaja Nandigama, is a psychology faculty, life coach, motivational speaker, and also an academic advisor. Glad to see you back, Padmaja Garu. How are you?
Nice to be here, Sirisha. Very relevant topic today. Huh?
Yes, it is. Yeah. So let's start with the question, what is FOMO?
FOMO, as you just said, fear of missing out. You know how I came to hear this term? I mean, I would say that not many would have heard about this term. Yeah. And I myself have relatively heard this term like maybe 5-6 years back. Right. So my daughter came back from college after 2 weeks of college. She came back home for the weekend. And I said, like, okay, stay over 2 days. Then you can go back. She said, no, mom, I have to go by Sunday because all my friends are hanging out, I'm having FOMO. I said, like, what is FOMO? Is this like something like you buy something? Or no, mom, it's like, it's an abbreviation for, it's a slang for fear of missing out. So then I went and read about this. What is this FOMO? FOMO is a fear or an apprehension that we all go through, in every age at some time or the other about missing things that are not there in our life.
It's true.
Like say, for example, come Wednesday, you don't have party invitations. You people are having fun because come weekend, when you open your news feeds on your social networking medias, like, Facebook or Instagram, you see pictures rolling in from different parties or vacation sites, and you're going to feel left out.
Yeah.
That feeling of feeling left out, or that feeling that everybody is having fun and you are not there, and your life is empty compared to others. So that kind of comparison, which we do with our friends and acquaintances and feel left out. So that is called as FOMO, fear of missing out.
Right. So how do we identify if we suffer from FOMO?
Feeling left out is very common because all of us have this sense of belongingness. We all, as Maslow described, after food and water, after safety needs, we want to belong. All of us have that need. That's a basic need. Like we want to belong to a family, we want to have friends, we want to be invited to parties. We may not be extroverts. Many may not be like, wanting to be in a group of people, but most of us like to be invited. Whether we go or not, that's a different question, but we want to be invited. We want to be included. That sense of belongingness is there. So when we feel that we don't have that, or we feel like upset or depressed that we are not being included into what is happening in our friend circles, then we go through that. We feel kind of sad, depressed, and we compare ourselves with other friends or acquaintances, and we feel that we have less. It may not be the truth. It's a feeling, as I said. So we feel low in self-esteem. It could lead to depression. It could lead to anxiety. So whenever you're going through those sites, you kind of have this palpitation kind of thing going on. What am I going to see now, that which I have been missing?
And we do that unconsciously.
We do that unconsciously. And what has happened is, with this advent of networking sites and social networks, this has increased with no limitations.
Correct.
So, and because we are bombarded constantly. Earlier times, they didn't have this bombardment, so right now it's there in our hands, and we're all addicted to these blue screens. So people who are addicted to social media, who are browsing their social media on a constant rate, are going to feel these rates of FOMO at increasing levels. Yeah.
So from what I'm hearing is it's more prevalent in teenagers and college students.
Yes, you got that right. Because as you can see, by the time they are like teenagers, they want these cell phones. They want the smartphones. So everybody has a smartphone. Everybody is hooked on it.
Yeah.
So much so that the cell phone usage, it's turned into an addiction.
Yeah.
Research has shown that people are more addicted to their social network usage than alcohol and cigarette smoking. Can you believe that? And my students are constantly browsing on their phones, and there are many accidents because they are driving while they are texting or talking on the phone, or while they are using the cell phone. So this increased usage, what it creates is like one thing, because of your addiction, you're constantly browsing this. And college students, because they newly go to the college, they are away from home, they want to be having friends, they want to hang out, they want to be in the scene. So they're going to be watching what their friends are doing, right? And obviously they're going to feel missing out all the fun, and they think that it's fun. Whether they might like it or not, it's a different question. So with that, they have this fear and anxiety, and you won't believe many teenagers and young adults suffer from social anxiety. Suffer from social anxiety of fitting in. So that has increased, and that FOMO results in depression and anxiety if you don't handle it.
Okay. So do you think that the girls are they suffer more with FOMO than the boys, or if it's gender, even if gender plays a role in FOMO?
Gender plays a role, but in the rates, it's same. Boys and girls both suffer the same amount of FOMO, but in girls, when they suffer FOMO, you see depression. Whereas in boys, it manifests as like anxiety, the fear of missing out. Because, belongingness, the need is same for anybody. Yeah. So, yes, but more so you see that in the college students. Yeah.
That's true. And are there any like generational differences? So the older generation, do they even experienced it, do you think?
As I said, with the social networking and with the smartphones, it has increased. Like in the last 10 years, as you can see, the social networking has increased. So you see more rates. Earlier, yes, people used to compare, but then maybe when you meet them at a party, or, when somebody came to your house, or when you hear news saying that they bought some stuff, or they had went on a vacation. So it's not on this constant rate. Nowadays, it's right there. It increased, and last 2 years during the pandemic, what happened? Because we were at home, our social network was a way out for us. So we were constantly on the network, looking at what people are doing and comparing ourselves. So we are using this media to compare, and as a measure of happiness, right? Right? And yes, there are pros of using social network. With social network, you get job opportunities, you can advertise your products, you can be social networking for your professional needs. But then if not used right, in the right fashion, right manner, it can add to your anxiety and lead to FOMO.
I agree. Right. So how do we get over FOMO? Can you give some real life examples?
Yes, of course. When understand what is causing FOMO, first of all, we have to be aware that, yes, I'm feeling this, jealousy, or I'm feeling I'm comparing myself too much with others. Whenever I look at somebody's post, I get this anxiety. Of course, because on your social network, you see people bragging. You see people constantly putting on posts, 5-6 posts every day. We don't know whether they're truth or not. We are not going to discuss that. But still, when those are bothering you, then you have to limit those posts. Or if they're not being supportive of what you are doing, right? 2 ways. 1, their bragging is bothering you. 2, they're not being supportive of what you're doing. They're not reinforcing you. Then you might as well hide them from your newsfeed. So, out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. They're not in front of you, so the botheration is less. I would definitely say, you should stay on the media. You should learn to control, and you should learn to manage your emotions. That is the best part, because if you deactivate your account, what are you doing? You are going to lose. You're going to lose the networking. You're going to lose some fun parts, because obviously, as I said, there are many things which we are learning from being on social media. I myself have met so many great personalities and acquaintances who have introduced me to different paintings or different poetries or different, so many different aspects, literary groups. So there's a lot which I gained. Yes, but if somebody is bothering you, somebody is getting on your nerves, hide them. You can do that. Right? And that's the way to do. That's the smart thing to do. And also, you yourself can develop your own portfolio, or you share your pictures, or journal. Journal what you're feeling, how you're feeling, why you're feeling, kind of thing. Then you can sort of sit and analyze, why you're going through that. And another thing I would encourage is start interacting one-on-one. So have a group of friends. People often complain, nobody is inviting me to parties. You start a party. You call a couple of friends. You can take the initiative. Somebody has to do this. Why don't you do that? Right? So start something, small, get together. Then you'll have pictures to share. Right? So that's the point. Yeah. So you can do that. And also another thing is, you can limit what you want to do, what you don't want to do, by controlling and managing your own circles. That way. Yeah.
Just like how in food we have portions, right? Should have certain amount of portions while using social media.
Exactly. And also understand that, while FOMO is fear of missing out, JOMO is joy of missing out.
That's my favorite.
That's your favorite, right? Right. I came across this JOMO thing. It's like solitude. We should enjoy being alone. You should reflect upon what you have. Be thankful. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. I can't say this enough, because you have to focus on your strengths. You might say, okay, that person went on a vacation, that this person is organizing a party, they're having all these beautiful things. What we forget is we are focusing on other people's. Instead, focus on yourself. Take it within yourself. Look at yourself. Everybody has strengths. Everybody is unique. You are not paying attention to yourself. So you invite that attention to yourself, and enjoy being alone sometimes. So that would do a lot of good.
And we are all blessed, and I think we should be grateful for that.
Right. So. Yes, exactly. So JOMO.
So are there any tips to help not to fall prey to FOMO?
Yeah, as I said, one thing is control your news feeds.
Okay.
See what you want, control what you want to see. Limit those feeds which are bothering. You can easily hide them. So that is one way to keep. And also talk to people who excite you. Talk to people who make you feel good. Build your own support system. Okay. So that way you'll feel good. Right. So, and also everybody should have, as a support group, peer group, where there is a lot of encouragement, there is a lot of, reinforcement. So,
enjoying communities. There are a lot of different types of
have hobbies. Many people ask me, I'm getting bored, or my kids have graduated, they're left home, so now I feel alone, I feel lonely. So one thing I tell them is cultivate habits, cultivate hobbies. And then they say, okay, I don't know, I'm not that talented, I don't have any skills. No, you have to try different clubs. As you said, there are so many clubs. Everything is there now on the social networks. Try different, go to their meetings, go to 1 or 2 sittings. You might like it. You never know that there could be a painter in you. So you just have to give it a try. Right. Then once you like it, obviously you're going to enjoy it. So you have to build your own circle, build your own assets, build your own skills, and focus on yourself. So that will give you a purpose. That will give you a reason to be happy, and a reason to feel that you are good enough.
Awesome. Right? That's awesome. Right. That really resonated with me. Please accept our sincere thanks, Padmaja garu.
You're most welcome. I like I like doing this because see, this gives me a pleasure in that, like, I figured this out by myself, just like as I said, last 2 years during the pandemic. We're all human. We all went through the same problems. Everybody was grieving. Everybody were scared. We didn't know what is going to happen. We didn't know where we are going to go. Will we find a cure? Will we ever go and mix with our friends? Right. So I did all this research by myself and figured out that, yes, I can paint. I sat and learned painting, and I made some more skills, or added some more skills to my repertoire. So that's what I'm advising everybody now.
I heard you play Veena too.
Yeah, so I learned playing Veena during the pandemic, and I really enjoyed. That was an outlet, for all. We couldn't meet on regular basis, right?
Yes, and we don't have to be perfect. It's just a hobby.
So, So that gives me a good feeling that I can do something. So that's the way to go. So to have a purpose and something to look out for, So I would advise everybody to have the positive outlook. Look at your life as a half glass full instead of half glass empty. And cultivate that JOMO, and it will take you a long way.
Amazing. And sometimes it's good to stop, take a breath, be mindful, and realize things take time, effort, and dedication. Will be great in no time.
Yes, definitely.
All right. Thanks you once again. And we'll meet again with more educational episodes like this. Please subscribe to Mana TV YouTube, Mana TV Facebook channel, and watch us on YUPP Network. Thank you for joining us. Stay healthy, stay happy, and stay smiling. Goodbye.
Bye.